Trusting your instincts, realize that knowing looks different to each. When living authentic, do more exploring, the deeper the knowing, just what is essential for life that is thriving. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. Silence the noise, away from the program, removing performance, true self off the standard. Live free from worry, live by just being, power in finding the wholeness in now. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. Live a life you adore. Trusting your instincts, realize that knowing looks different to each. When living authentic, do more exploring, the deeper the knowledge, just what is essential for life that is thriving. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. Silence the noise, away from the program, removing performance, true self off its standing. Live free from worry, live by just being, power in finding your wholeness in now. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. Live a life you adore.
Perché comunque lei come giustamente lei quando ci facciamo vedere cazzo
Thank